Okay, so welcome to the new episode of Everyday DJ, episode 22, and the third episode of the incredible Journey, the podcast. Today, I want to talk about something that will really bring value to you guys, so I advise you to stay tuned for that. Basically, we are not patient enough. If you want to build things that last for a long time, you've got to take the time to build them. That's basic, simple, but I think myself included, I don't have enough patience to do the things I want. I'm getting better and better, but I need to have a bit more. Because what I used to do is that I started to do something, working a bit, but because I didn't see results like immediately, I pretty much stopped doing that thing. And what does that mean? It means that I didn't have the time to do things correctly, I didn't have the time to do the thing enough so I can get real results, and sometimes that can fuck with your growth, basically. You know, if you start to watch people that really succeeded in life, it does not come like that. They worked for a long time, for a few years at least, every day, pretty much every hour that they can, so they can reach success one day. That's not by working 2-3 hours a week when the rest of the time you're doing nothing, that you can do something with your life, basically. If you only have like 2 or 3 hours to work on yourself, that's good enough, but I'm telling you that if you start like basically not working on something and have expectation that it will work in the future or it will be easy, it won't come. Never. That's what I used to think. Now I'm much more realistic, and I'm like, okay man, this won't work if you not put in the fucking work in it. Let's, for example, sorry for the French. Yesterday I was on YouTube for like what, 3 or 4 hours I believe, and I was talking to people to grow my audience, to talk with them, to create relationships. But if you do that for like 2 or 3 hours, you may be like, this doesn't work, I won't do that again. But to be frank, that's a marathon strategy, that's not a sprint strategy, because a sprint never lasts a fucking life. Life is a fucking marathon. You get to be patient. For example, another example, as you can see, I'm not English. I'm French, and sometimes I struggle a bit to talk in English, even if I'm compared to my siblings, I'm pretty good, but I'm not bilingual. I don't even know if you can say that in English. But anyway, I still have some improvements to do. I'm not. When you are learning a new language, you're not like, okay, I'm gonna work, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours this day and I'm gonna pretty much know to talk about English. No, I'm practicing every day from different ways, by writing, testing, talking, reading, listening, every day. And over time I'm starting to getting better at this, but you won't know to talk English in like 3 days. That's impossible. That's kind of the same way, at least that's the same thing with everything. People, I think that this belief that you can have success quickly comes from people on the internet that are like, oh, use these quick tips, these secrets so you can become rich like in 3 or 4 months by only working 2 hours a day. It happens to like 1% of 1% of the people on this planet. So I would say to be very cautious with those guys because they may have succeeded, but their methods will work for like 2 or 3 people, and most of the time they are here to sell their program. So I will be very cautious with that, because you can have quick success, but even if you're like, okay Gabe, I've won the lottery, so what? So if you don't know to use your money properly, you will lose everything in like 2 or 3 months. If you earn $1 million and you spend it in cars or girls or parties, I don't know how you want to spend your money, but if you do that, in a few weeks you are out of money. The long run strategy would be to like invest that money. If I've got 1 million like now or more, I know what I do directly. I don't buy new gear, I don't buy unuseful stuff. What I do is maybe I will take a certain percentage, like 10% for myself, and I'm not sure, but I will basically invest everything, or at least pretty much everything, so that money can grow over time and it makes more money. That's a long run strategy. You won't have like money in your hands now, but the point is that over time it makes you more and more. But nobody wants to wait. Everybody wants things now. And that's not how life works. You've maybe experienced it a lot of times. I'm sure you do. But there is a way of thinking that is very like, that's propagated by social media especially, that you can have something quick like now. That's not true. They play with emotions, they know how to make you want to have that thing now, so they make you believe in that thing, but that's not true. That's just not. Success or everything in life requires patience. That's it. Don't search for the quick tip, as I said in the last episode, because it doesn't exist. You have for sure more efficient ways to do, but you don't have like the secret, the one thing that will help you to have that thing now. The thing is that you have to be patient. Patient, working hard, and that's it. Being a bit talented, just a bit, so you can do the thing. But nobody wants to hear that. Everybody wants to have like the quick secret so you can have your thing now, but that's basically not the case. You have to work your ass off for like what, 5, 7, 10 years, I don't know, and maybe 20 years, I don't fucking know, and maybe one day you have your thing, but you won't have that thing tomorrow. Simple. I hope this episode helps you so you can have... I don't want to discourage you guys, I just want to tell you the truth. I don't want to fool you with great things like you will have success tomorrow. No, you have to work your ass off and maybe you will have it. That's not pessimism, that's real. That's being realistic. That's being realistic, basically. I hope, and even again, I don't want you to feel bad. I want you to succeed, but I'm telling you the truth. Or at least my truth. If you want to believe in that shit, that's your problem, that's not mine, but that's my advice. I hope it helped you in any way, and if so, give me a like on YouTube, subscribe, and if you're on the podcast, please review that podcast, rate it, so it can help me to help more people, and I see you on the next one. Peace.